It was over 10 years ago that your paths first crossed, if I recall correctly. But yours is not a story of love at first sight. In fact, when Mike was ready to get serious, Judiann wasn't. And interestingly enough, later when she was really ready to commit, Mike informed her that she had missed her chance. That's only funny because of where we're sitting here today and that we know it all worked out and their loves synced up eventually. It would be a very sad story otherwise. And I'm so excited that some of our guests have never met until this weekend. This is really two families. Two brave lovers will become in some unknowable way one. And two families will likewise be forever intertwined. In an uncharacteristically cautious move, Mike, impressed by the dumpster fire of a year that shall not be named, waited until 2021 had officially begun, and 1 minute after midnight, he decided to propose marriage. That's actually kind of adorable. And your differences, well, I think your differences can help your love grow deeper as you appreciate each other's idiosyncrasies and learn to balance the differences, like bass balances treble, peanut butter balances jelly. But in some ways, seriously, your relationship reminds me of the relationship between a kite and a string. I'm not sure if you've ever thought of that before, but neither a kite nor a string can be fully realized without their mate. A kite without a string might soar up into the sky without a course or a purpose and might not even be safe. And a string with no kite might never venture out and see what love and life have to offer. I think consciously or subconsciously, you both realized that if either of you were going to be the individuals you were really supposed to be, you really needed to be together. And together, there's that passion, that confidence. And to be sure, individually, each of you are brilliant and bold and brave and beautiful. But it's just nothing compared to how you are when you're together. And if you ask the people who know you, I think they'd all agree. So here and now in the presence of your families, I ask, Judiann, do you take this man, Michael, to be your husband, to live together in the sacred estate of marriage? And do you promise to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, and pledge to be faithful to him for as long as you both shall live? And Michael, do you take this woman, Judiann, to be your wife, to live together in the sacred estate of marriage? And do you promise to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, and pledge to be faithful to her for as long as you both shall live? Their wedding rings will be the visible signs of the promises that have been made here today. For most of recorded time, a small band of metal has been given to demonstrate the joining of people in relationships. Judiann and Michael, I know that I speak on behalf of all of our guests here today when I say it is our prayer that your love would be like these circles, endless, and we further hope that your love would be even more pure, more precious and enduring than the metal from which they are made. May God Almighty, maker of the heavens and earth, bless both the wearers and the givers of these rings. Michael and Judiann, as the whole universe looked on in the presence of your lovely families, you've exchanged vows and made promises. Sacred, serious promises. You've opened your hearts to one another, declared your love and devotion for one another, and you have united yourself with the exchanging of vows and rings. Therefore, by the authority granted me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and as a minister of the gospel, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Dear Michael and Judiann, none of us knows what the future will bring, but we agree that together you'll have a fuller, richer, and more joyful future because of the precious promises made here today. May I speak on behalf of your families and say that we are truly grateful for having been here to share this moment with you, and we hope that you will endlessly delightful. Beloveds, it is my happy privilege to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Judiann Patronus.